Ready, set, go.
Made a living racing a motorcycle. Sometimes it doesn't even seem real.
It's hard for me to put it into words.
And when you're going for a championship, every point matters. You wouldn't risk it all to get second. It hurts losing more than you enjoy winning.
Matthew Skoltz takes victory.
For the sake of it, I'm starting to shut a lot of people up.
We're a winner.
Riding on the edge, it's my happy place.
As you can see, both bikes backing in now. Cambobier, he made some mistake.
I don't know what's going on with my luck.
Bobier down.
Turn one for Cambobier. He is down.
Cameron Bobier back in race action. After setting the fastest lap of the race, the 16-year-old hit the deck.
Cam's got a lot of pressure on him to go out and just try to win every race.
And Bobby Fong will take over the lead.
You know you got the guy, you know you got the bike, you know you got the team, like what is happening?
Daytona is a really, really tough place, no matter what class you're in.
What a shakeup in this championship. Josh Herrin, the number 2, he wins.
On your bad days, those are the days you win them.
When racing gets taken away, you never know what to do with yourself. The older I get, the more I want to enjoy the moment. Had some really big moments. Honestly, yeah, it's bittersweet.
Protecting the points going into the last race, you know, it's the spot you want to be in, but it's also a little bit more mentally challenging because you can't make a mistake. There's a lot of pressure, a title on the line, you're in control of your own destiny.
Matthew Skoltz can claim the Supersport Championship by finishing 4th or better, even if P.J. Jacobsen wins.
It's been the story for pretty much the last 3 quarters of this entire season. P.J. Jacobsen and Matthew Skoltz getting after Ducati versus Yamaha.
It's all come down here to New Jersey.
And away we go. Saw a little bit of movement. Not sure if anybody's going to get one, but Corey Alexander. No, it's got to be the 15 of P.J. Jacobsen who gets a good run. Corey Alexander leading on the 22. Is there enough room in turn 1? No, Blake Davis is going to get the position from Alexander. And it looks like Ty Scott has moved his way to 4th around Matthew Skoltz, who's in 5th spot.
Still, Matthew got off the line very well. I kind of keyed in and watched him, and he was very deliberate with how he got that R6 off the line. He's going to have trouble also with Jake Lewis, who's just behind him now, but you see PJ doing exactly what he needed to do.
So PJ Jacobsen streaking away, trying to break the will of the riders behind him. Here comes the 22. N2 Racing bobblehead motor Yamaha R6 goes to the front.
And that helps Matthew. I mean, so that's a big thing. Matthew can see all that stuff happening just up the road from him. Corey Alexander now looking up the inside of PJ, and he's going to take over 2nd. So maybe he's going to try to pull PJ back up to the rear tire of Blake Davis, because right now that championship is sitting in the number 11's pocket for today. So this restart has been a complete benefit for Matthew Skoltz.
If it stays this way, the championship is going to go to Skoltz. As we're on the final section of New Jersey Motorsports Park, and he goes a little wide, does the 22, the door opens up.
Historically, in championships here, Corey has been really good through that last fast right. As you get a look at Matthew Skoltz, Corey's been so good through this last right-hander in years past. He might be able to get a run on the 22. He's trying to set up for it.
Here we go, onto the front straightaway they go. Corey Alexander in the tuck. As they come to the line, it's going to be Blake Davis, Corey Alexander, P.J. Jacobsen, 1, 2, 3. Matthew Skoltz is going to come home in 5th place, just behind Ty Scott. Jake Lewis in 6th, Joe Lamandry, Kayla Yakov. And you're looking at your 2024 Supersport National Champion.
I'm not sure he knows. I don't know if he thinks PJ may have won that race, because right now I think if Matthew knew he had won the championship, he'd probably be celebrating a little bit more.
It was a little bit difficult trying to kind of work out the mathematics on the course, but it called me to the side, put the number 1 on the bar, got the gold helmet, my wife Carol was there crying, so it was a very cool moment that I'm going to keep in my memory for the rest of my life.
On behalf of the AMA, Mike Pelletier for your AMA FIM North America 2024 Supersport Champion, presenting the #1 plate to Matthew Skoltz. Big congratulations to Matthew. Thank you so much, Mike.
Pretty proud of him for how he approached the year, the way that he rode. Surprised me sometimes. You know, I've obviously got a lot of confidence in him, but he showed me something. Blake Davis today was amazing and really did us a big favour. So yeah, shout out to him and N2.
A beautiful season. You know, what started off as one of the worst years ever turned into one of the best.
Skoltz wins his second MotoAmerica championship after taking the Superstock title in 2017.
I've been runner-up so many times in championships, so it's kind of like, yeah, it's just a bummer. Schultz deserved the championship. He rode hard all year.
You know, when I look across the whole year, there was a couple things that happened that wasn't really in his control. So, you know, that's just the way it goes. That's, I think any racer, even the best racers, you know, in history, they lose a little bit more often than they win.
I think every racer, when they see someone winning the championship and then their podium celebrations, you always want to be in that position. It fires you up because I love those guys. Whoever's winning is obviously, they deserve it, but it's like, I want to be there now. And I want to do everything I can because, you know, that's what you work towards every year. You could potentially be in that position if you do everything right.
Kayla finishes 7th overall on the season.
I'm happy with it, but like I said, as racers, you want to win. You want to win the championship. You want to be the best. That's why we come here. That's the only reason.
Now, Jason, here we are, Josh Herrin. He's got like 4 fingers on the trophy at this point. It's so close, and he must be so happy.
Yeah, and really, I think, Greg, when you look back at this season, we're going to look back at the Ridge where he got no points in that rain race, but then he went to Laguna determined, and he won that second one, and from there on, he's ridden superb.
Cameron Beaubier has the slimmest of chances to stay in the title chase. He must win race 1 and needs to have Herrin not finish the race. This would extend the championship to race 2.
Josh Herrin, so many friends and family surrounding him. Josh, a lot of emotions being on the verge of this championship. Take us through it. What are you feeling?
A lot. I don't know what to feel right now. It's, you know, I'm definitely stressed out. A little bit of nerves going on. I'm anxious, I'm happy, you know, excited to get over with. So, yeah, a lot going on right now. It's, I don't know. just trying my best to just focus and try and about 10 lap point, just kind of like look at it and see what we got to do to just wrap it up. That's all I really care about right now.
Beaubier and Posh got great starts. As you see the yellow helmet of Herrin, Cam Peterson is going to go down the inside of everybody, though, and take the lead, Greg, as he gets it swapped back now. Beaubier goes, I think it's Beaubier.
That's Xavi Forés.
Xavi Forés. Xavi and Cam Peterson at the front. Loris Baz goes through on Cam Beaubier in between turn 1 and 2. Loris has been extremely fast here all weekend, and he has made quick work of about 2 or 3 guys on this first lap. As you can see, Bobby Fong up there behind Josh Herrin. So that's going to be as far back as 7th place right now. So Beaubier in 4th. Bobby Fong goes stuffing it up the inside, trying to go 2 for 1. He gets by Herrin, doesn't quite get past Beaubier. You can see Bobby Fong now. He's going to work on Cameron Beaubier as he gets into the draft of that Tytler's BMW in the background there. As you can see, Baz has closed down to the leaders. Bobby Fong with the quickest lap of the race at a 22.5. So Bobby's obviously got pace. As you can see, the front 5. You can see Beaubier running really wide there, and he's going to lose a spot there as well. So
She said it looks so stable.
Herrin now has gone through on Beaubier as well. So Josh Herrin, don't rule him out of trying to go after this win.
There goes Loris Baz up the inside on the 45, and the Frenchman will take over the lead in Steel Commander Superbike race number 1.
He comes from the 3rd row as Bobby Fong goes up underneath Cam Peterson. So Bobby Fong and Baz have shown that they have the pace.
So Herrin now aggressively moving up into 4th place. How much is Herrin going to risk for this championship?
And now he's in the draft of Bobby Fong as they come down the front straightaway. Let's see if he tries to make this bid for 2nd. He is going to make that pass on Bobby Fong. Now you have a Warhorse Ducati 1 and 2. And I'll tell you, Greg, 21.6 for Josh Herrin. Fastest lap of the race. This is what he has done towards the end of the season that has impressed me so much. He's out there racing and doing what he has done to get himself here. If he can get to the front and push his own win and do what he wants to do, he knows that Loris isn't going to do anything silly behind him. This is the spot where he's trying to get by Baz. He's going to make that pass down into turn 1, and he knows the friendly fire coming from behind is not going to come from his teammate, and he's capable of running fast laps. So for Herrin, this is the safest place for him to be right now, and that's out front.
Fong goes right around him, and it looked like Herrin might have made that decision to see what Fong's going to do. He doesn't want to get caught up in that. So Fong to the front.
Herrin has another look over his shoulder, so he's taking in a lot of information right now. And it looks like he's going to try to go by Bobby, and he does. He squeezes down the inside of Bobby Fong. Controls the apex speed, so Bobby can't cut it back up underneath him.
With a couple corners to go, Josh Herrin on the cusp of history. It's been a long time in the making, a career up and down since he began his MotoAmerica professional career years ago. And here comes the warhorse, HSVK Racing Ducati rider onto the front straightaway, takes the checker flag and the national championship.
Wow, what a way to do it.
So Josh Herrin does it from the front position. 30 years since Ducati has won a national championship here in the United States.
Josh Herrin wins his 4th overall AMA championship, his 2nd in the Superbike class. His first was 11 years ago in 2013. This gives him the longest stretch of time between titles.
I just give Josh a lot of credit. It hasn't been an easy road for Josh to get back to being a Superbike champion. A lot of times when you lose your factory ride, you don't get that back, and Josh did that twice, and that's just through hard work and dedication.
This is the best team I've ever rode with. It's special. You know, I hope to continue with them as long as I possibly can. All of the past champions that we've seen they've been the way they are because they have multiple years with their team. When I was in the lead, I saw Bobby behind me, and I just didn't want to take any chances with him being there. So I let him go by on the straight. The last 3 laps, I saw I had pace, so I just wanted to get by with 2 to go and put my head down and see what I could do, and it means the world. I know I maybe don't look like I'm super excited, but I've had a really exciting year, and yeah.
You know, you say you're going to, be chill with the championship, but he's a fighter, and, I would have done the same thing to pass back. And, I mean, he did it in style, won the championship with the wins, which is awesome. I didn't have anything for him. He rode a good last lap. I felt like maybe I could have took a little more chances, but I would look like a real big piece of to dive bomb him and take him out for the championship. I wouldn't be really liked by a lot of people, so second was pretty good.
That's almost better than Brandon. That's almost better than Brandon.
Just seeing Josh and his team win the championship, all that, like it's like you're happy for him, but at the same time, it just digs at you a little bit because, I feel like I had a really good chance to win the championship this year. I had 5 either DNSs or DNFs right there in the middle of the season, and if you gave me a few of those back, maybe it was a different story, but it wasn't our year. I'm a competitor. I want to win. That's why I'm here. And it is what it is.
Bobby Fong was enjoying his Superbike podium as his bagger team was waiting for him to start the first King of the Baggers race.
I mean, there was a little bit of chaos before the race started. They go running down there with the bike, and they were really unprepared to do that. I wish they would have taken the tire warmers and stuff with them, but in the end it worked out. He had to start at the back of the pack, but the way we qualified, it didn't really affect him that much, and once the race started, he was able to get a good start and get up with the lead group and set some really blistering fast race times.
As you can see, Bobby Fong now looking up the inside of Tyler O'Hara. He's not going to quite make that, so we have 6 riders battling at the front at the moment, from Rocco Landers all the way through back there to Bobby Fong.
Bobby Fong with a 124.999, a race record set by Bobby Fong here in Mission, King of the Baggers, even though he's back in 6th place. All these riders up front continue to set fastest sector times for themselves. And the number 50 trying to play a factor in this championship as well and try to get a good result for his team at the same time.
Bobby and the team looked on as an intense battle between Harley-Davidson and Indian raged all season. Kyle Wyman and Troy Herfoss took the fight down to the last race.
Championship on the line, winner take all. So first to second is 5 points the difference. If Troy Herfoss wins this race over Kyle Wyman just like it sits, Herfoss would be the national champ by 7 points. If Wyman can get around him, it would be a 3-point national championship difference.
But look what's happening at the front. Troy Herfoss right now, Greg, is going to be applying all this pressure onto Kyle Wyman because Herfoss is just pulling away ever so slightly.
The battle of American Iron. Here comes Troy Herfoss onto the front straightaway, and he wins here at New Jersey Motorsports Park and is crowned 2024 Mission King of the Baggers champion.
After a couple of wins in 2023 and finishing 4th overall, there was optimism to be in the championship hunt near the end.
Well, the Baggers, it was really cool to finish both races this weekend. It was really good. I felt like we had okay pace. It wasn't winning pace. We haven't had any development on it because there's always been just basically putting out fires or fixing a problem. So it was cool to finish the season with, to whatever position I got. It was just cool to see the checker flag.
The disappointing season keeps Bobby out of the top 10.
I've been out here since the 90s, and I've never had a season like this. It's been really hard for the whole team, including Bob.
This is the first race weekend where we ran one motor the whole weekend. I built a list for Roland last week to just team discussions and stuff to give him a recap of all the failures, and it's a real bummer because they weren't repeated same issues over and over. It was always something new, which is like the worst when you're trying to develop something. If you can get me the same problem, if we can't get it fixed, we're stupid or whatever, this is it's bad luck, I guess. I don't like to say that. Kind of like luck, but the harder I try, the better luck I have, That's usually just how it is in life. The more you apply yourself, the better things will go. So I don't really like to blame luck. Man, I don't know what to say.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Dad, what are you doing?
I was almost getting back into town.
Yeah. Well, the weather's
Yeah, I figured that was looking at the times. I was watching the times.
Well, we did, so we went out on slicks because in the 600 session, there's a group of people that went out on slicks, went pretty good. And me and Peterson, the first warm-up lap was oh, it's okay. And then we go back out and we both pulled in because it got wet immediately after that. It's there's so much mist in there. It's not raining, it's just the mist is holding the water in the ground.
There's still going to be a lunch break and all that, ain't there?
Yeah, but the thing is, it's just misting in the air. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to go with the dry setting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a dry setting.
Whether it's ideal or not, who knows? But
yeah.
I don't think. I mean, because you don't race for 3 more hours, right?
Yeah, we don't race till 3. So, well, I'll call and touch base with you here in just a few hours, right after lunch, and then I'll keep you posted.
Okay, son.
All right, Dad. Love you.
In Superbike, Bobby finished the season strong with a double podium weekend.
3 laps to go. These boys know it's going to be a long off season. They don't want to leave anything on the table. Bobby Fong looking to take a stab down the inside of Herrin. Bobby Fong has got himself up into 3rd place now. So he has real pace, Greg. Another 20.9 for him as Bobier also takes a shot at Herrin, and Escalante is going to do the same. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on with Josh here, but he's gone from 3rd to 6th in 1 lap. I don't think the guys in 3rd are going to have enough time, although Bobby's going to be pushing hard to try to bridge that gap to the leaders. So what a way to finish our year right now.
Another new race winner makes it 7 different riders to win a Superbike race in 2024.
Here comes the Frenchman. The last couple of corners to the right-hander, onto the front straightaway. He's got a big enough gap. He gets on the gas, behind the bubble, to the stripe they go, and the victory goes to Loris Baz with Sean Dillon Kelly and Bobby Fong in 3rd.
Wow, what a way for this team to cap off their season by getting the 2nd guy on that bike a win right at the end of the season. And I think there's a lot of people that thought that was going to come sooner.
Well, it's been a long time for me. I think it's 11 years I didn't win a race. So I did a lot of podium and things, but It took a long time coming, and you know, I know that this year it was mainly me underperforming compared to what the team gave me, but I had to win this week, so I hope we get the same team next year. Thanks you boys, I love you.
In the final point standings, Beaubier finishes second overall and Fong third.
Leading the championship is all cool and all. That surpassed all of the expectations I had for myself and the team this year. So, I mean, third in the championship is good too. Obviously, you want to win the thing, but we came a long ways. We just didn't have the greatest results in the last 2 rounds, which kind of put us off of the points, and you know, had the crash at Laguna. So it's good. Top 3, top Yamaha.
Kayla's first season in Supersport was all about development, gaining experience to rise up the totem pole that Ben Spies set out as a visual cue.
I keep saying there's a totem pole, and you're realistically a quarter way up it. Just need to keep checking boxes. You know, for the next 4 years, she's only going to get faster.
The year went as well as I could have wanted, I guess. We got 2 podiums, closing the gaps to the race wins, and you know, with a first season with some heavy hitters, it's pretty good to be that far up. So I think it would be better if I didn't put as much pressure on myself. I think I'm always very hard on myself, so it makes it difficult sometimes when you go into a weekend with a lot of expectation. And you're in a field of guys that are extremely fast. Expecting so much was difficult at times. You know, when those results didn't come, I did a good job of regrouping. There's not a lot of things that you can say you would have wanted to do differently because it was inevitably going to happen. You know, I had to learn these things in order to get better.
I think the only limitations that Kayla has are the ones people set on her, because in her mind there aren't any.
Fong's season was a success on the Superbike after winning a few races and leading in the points in the middle of the season. The season on the baggers was one to forget.
You always say like, oh man, I should have done this, I should have done that, but honestly, I gave it 100% each time. You know, when I was in the moment, I felt like I was giving it 100%. I gave it all every race, and I feel like I didn't leave much on the table there. The wins at Brainerd stick out pretty good. You know, leading championship was awesome. For the last 5 years straight, I always end the season on a bad note, because like I'm just not that great in the wet. I need to work on it, but it's good to just end on a podium. So it'd be cool to go back home to Sid and chill for at least for a week. So enjoy the last bit of summer we had. It is hotter than hell back home, so just enjoy maybe going to the river or something.
Beaubier had another year where a crash left him injured to miss races, and missing those cost him.
Most memorable moment this year, I feel like it's got to be winning in front of my family at Laguna. That was really cool. And then just on like full like performance aspect, I'd say our performance at Barber, being able to come in there and crush it and win with a gap, and how good we were in practice and qualifying. I feel like that was best performance of the year. Honestly, yeah, it's bittersweet. The whole weekend was bittersweet.
Kayla will be back with Rahal Ducati in 2025 and prepares to get surgery on her knee after this season. Fong finally fulfills his mission of getting a factory ride on a Superbike. Beaubier returns on the BMW with Tytlers to chase his elusive 6th championship.
Hey boys, we're in the first race in MotoGP